So I sat down and tried to identify the sole main reason why we are not having fun in Diablo 4. To do this, I compared other fun ARPGs over the last couple of weeks to completely dissect their gameplay loop. Follow me now on my way to the unwanted truth. Let's take Diablo 3 as a first example. First and foremost, you want to get to level 70, which is the max level. When starting the game, you have a clear goal, which is reaching level 70, a path to get to your goal, and a reward at the end of it, which in Diablo 3's case is entering the endgame loop. And you can get there in quite a lot of different ways. Massacres, which is chaining a lot of mob kills one after the other whilst not dropping it, rewarding this difficult way of leveling with a huge multiplier. Blades, which is a fun and fast way utilizing the environment to kill the mobs for you. You can also level by running Nephilim rifts, which are randomly generated dungeons with a lot of mobs and an end boss. Or you could do bounties guiding you across the whole map whilst giving you certain tasks to complete while rewarding you with reagents that you will need during the endgame. In Diablo 3, your biggest damage and survivability upgrades come from set bonuses. Conveniently enough, the seasonal journey rewards you with pieces of a set whilst prompting you to overcome challenges in different parts of the game and providing upgrades along the way. For example, you need to kill a boss here, do 5 bounties there, and craft some items at the blacksmith or jeweler to receive your first 2 pieces of a set, already unlocking the 2-piece set bonus, rewarding you with a stronger character pretty soon after you reached your first goal. Again here, a clear goal, a clear path, and a reward are given. After you have completed your seasonal journey and acquired your first full set, you are missing some key legendary items like Ring of the Royal Grandeur or your build's main weapon, which let you fine-tune your build even further and unlock the build's full potential. Again, during this step of character progression, you have a clear goal, a fun path to get to your goal, and a reward at the end of it. Next up, you will want to unlock the possibility of finding primals. Primals are a max rolled version of an item which are extremely desirable but rare, which boost your DPS significantly. You unlock the possibility of finding these by clearing a Greater Rift 70. If you haven't played D3, Greater Rifts are basically a more randomly generated version of Nightmare Dungeons. And again, same thing here. You have a clear goal, a fun path to get to your goal, and a reward at the end of it. As soon as you have unlocked primals, you will want to maximize your gear by grinding higher Greater Rifts, because your next goal would be to start pushing your limits on the leaderboards. Once more, this is a necessary but rewarding grind in terms of, hey, I achieved X, so now I can do Y. As soon as you reach leaderboards, which can be done fairly quickly if you are an experienced player, you will find yourself in the gameplay loop of clearing Greater Rifts as fast as possible while you are seeing your leaderboard rank go up and up on a daily basis. If you are like me, this will be a lot of fun to you, or if you are not interested in that, you could consider that build done for the season, start working on a different build for that class, reroll another class, or stop playing the game if you have achieved all your goals for that season. In PoE, you have to first go through the campaign every season. Very quick and experienced players can do this in under 7 hours. This is also your first goal, and again, we can find a clear path to get there, with the reward being unlocking endgame. There are a lot of options after completing the campaign, but let's say you wanted to go for a pinnacle boss, which provides you with a void stone after killing it that upgrades all maps in their tier by a set amount. In Path of Exile, maps are basically the equivalent to Nightmare Dungeons. To explain Void Stones in Diablo 4 terms, these Void Stones would increase every Nightmare Dungeon sigil's tier by, let's say, 3 levels, which would mean that you would have a much easier time to find a suitable Nightmare Dungeon, since all of them get elevated to a more appropriate level. Same as before, we have a goal, a clear and fun path to achieve it, with a very impactful reward at the end of it. After that, you can decide how you want to proceed, but all the options given in Path of Exile have a goal, a clear and fun way of achieving that goal, and a very good reward at the end of it that impacts your further gameplay in a positive way, rewarding you greatly for the time you've put in. So gear or valuable currency that you can sell or use on your character or even alt characters. Now, the moment we've been waiting for. with what we know so far, let's take a look at Diablo 4's goal, path, reward structure. In Diablo 4, you want to finish the campaign, which is a clear goal, a fun path to get to your goal, and a reward at the end of it, namely unlocking the endgame. After you have completed that very first step, you want to unlock World Tier 3 by clearing the first capstone dungeon, which again is also a clear goal, a fun path to get to your goal, and an impactful reward at the end of it, being more XP gains and better loot drops. You do the same thing again to get into World Tier 4 by collecting better loot in World Tier 3, where you get better gear than before because you invested time and effort to get to World Tier 3. This is also again a clear goal, a fun path to get to your goal, and a reward attached to it, namely unlocking World Tier 4 with even better loot and even more XP gains. And I think we can all agree that Diablo 4 up until that point is pretty fun. But what happens next is crucial. So after unlocking World Tier 4 and acquiring full ancestral gear, you are looking to find your next goal or challenge. Will I clear Nightmare Dungeon Tier 100 as my next goal? I would have to grind a lot of better gear and optimize my character. Okay, that sounds doable and might be fun, but what's the reward? What? Nothing? Okay, what's there more? I could also be doing Uber Lilith. That could be fun. Okay, great, but what's the reward? Wait, again nothing? Contrary to all the other previous examples, we have a very crucial part missing. We have a goal and maybe even a fun way to get to that goal, but absolutely no worthwhile reward at the end of the journey. Something like a rank on the leaderboards as seen in Diablo 3 or a Void Storm from Path of Exile that make your next gameplay sessions more enjoyable than before because you achieved your goal by investing the time needed and acquiring the reward. I hope Blizzard understood the objective with the implementation of the 5 new endgame bosses, which are only being implemented because of community feedback, by the way, which for me is a very good sign in the correct direction. The objective here is a goal, further increasing our character's power to make our next gameplay sessions more enjoyable than before. A clear way to get there, which in this case would be defeating the 5 new endgame bosses and a reward at the end of it, something permanent that makes our characters or account stronger. So to tie all this together, looking objectively at Diablo 4's gameplay loop, it's missing a crucial reward at the end of the journey, like a Void Stone or leaderboards, but to be fair, these are announced for Season 3. The goal, path, reward structure that I tried hammering home during this video is quintessential for having fun in an ARPG. Diablo 4 has those exact structures in the earlier parts, but is missing the reward after, let's say, level 80 or so. As we have seen in the examples during this video, that structure keeps players engaged and grinding, which would also explain why we have a huge drop-off when there is no real reward after level 80. I'm quite sure that if there was a well thought out reward at the end, the game wouldn't be bleeding as many players, even though it has other problems like itemization or missing quality of life features. I'm very curious what you guys think about my findings. Am I completely wrong or do you have something to add? Please let me know down in the comments. With the start of Season 2 on the 17th of October, I will be racing in the hardcore solo self-found race and I would be very happy if you guys would join me. You can find my Twitch down in the pinned comment or in the description of the video. Thank you so much for staying until the end of the video, and if you like content similar to this, make sure to subscribe to this YouTube channel and I'll see you next time.